Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to another night here at the Fireside Tales, and I was just in my clothesline tent, and I thought I'd go ahead and tell you all a tale. And it might actually be a sequel to the story of Sir Richard the Lionhearted. Possibly. I don't know if this was the same line as the one from that tale. But anyways, the story begins with a boy by the name of Thomas Andrews. Now, Thomas Andrews, growing up, was always a very adventurous child, and was always out in the field, daydreaming. And his parents often wondered why it was that he spent so many hours out in that field. And the boy explained that he was out playing with a lion, a talking lion, in fact. And his parents just assumed that it was an imaginary friend. But as the boy grew up, the lion didn't leave him. In fact, the boy and the lion did everything together. Thomas would ride on the lion's back, and he would sit on its belly under the warm sun. And as the boy grew to be a teenager, he began to worry whether the lion was real or not. And he asked the lion what it was, and the lion explained that it was a spirit that was watching over the children of God, and that it came to Thomas to teach him courage. Well, anyways, Thomas wasn't sure whether or not he was just crazy or not, but it didn't seem like the lion caused any real harm. It only appeared to him, and only when he was alone, and usually anyone that was listening at the door, they couldn't hear the lion, they'd only just hear him talking. Well, anyways, Thomas was a little worried that he was just crazy. Until one day, he was outside, taking a walk, when a bunch of bullies came up and began to pick on him, and they began to hit him on the side of the head. And as this happened, all at once, from out of the bushes, a lion appeared, and it let out a great roar. And the children all scurried away because they had seen the lion. And Thomas realized that the lion was in fact real. And he asked him why he had appeared before those boys. And the lion said that occasionally he would appear in front of people, but only in front of people when they truly believed in him. Well, anyways, as Thomas grew older, he began to become a businessman. He was a banker, actually. But the lion's words had proved to be effective on him, and he began to use his the money that he received to help causes, help like wounded veteran, and help animals, and help. He was a feminist, and he was just he was always trying to do what was right in the world. And anyways, his reputation spread. And eventually Thomas fell in love with a girl named Alice. Now, the lion had a habit of leaving Thomas occasionally to go off to other dimensions to speak with people. After all, the lion had to have a life too. And anyways, Thomas was worried whether Alice would be able to accept the lion. After all, would you accept a man that was able to speak with a talking lion? That would be a strange friend to have, wouldn't it? But anyways, Thomas was worried about this. When the lion appeared before him, Thomas told the lion that he'd been gone for rather a long time, and the lion said that it was he was doing a lot of work, he had to speak with the fairies. But anyways, Thomas told him about Alice, and he said that he was worried whether or not she would love him anymore if he told him about a talking lion. And the lion said, "Well, if she truly loves you, yes, I believe she will accept me. And if she doesn't, well, then you didn't have to worry about her anyways." So anyways, Thomas decided that the lion was right, that if she truly did love him, she would be able to accept the lion. So he told her about him, and she, of course, she left him immediately. And Thomas was alone now. And Thomas was worried that she'd never come back. But the lion said that if she truly loved him, she would come back. And sure enough, one day Alice did come back, and she said that Thomas had always been a good man, that he'd always tried to do what was right, and that if that meant she had a talking lion for a friend, well, then that was fine with her. And anyways, at that moment, suddenly the lion appeared before Alice, and she saw him for what he was. And with that acceptance, Thomas, Alice, and the lion began to live their lives together. And Thomas had a son, Henry, and a little daughter, Susan. And eventually, and yes, it's Chronicles of Narnia, he named her that on purpose. But anyways, eventually, Thomas grew old, and he realized that he was about to leave the world. So the lion was sitting by his bedside, because the two of them had always been such good friends. And Thomas asked the lion to look after his boy Henry, to teach him courage and how to be strong. And the lion agreed. So now the Andrew family is blessed with a talking lion as a friend, and this shall follow along for generation to generation, each new line of Andrews being taught the values of courage. As always, sweet dreams and good night.